Hello, I'm Kevin Benedict, Senior Analyst for Digital Transformation here at Cognizant, and I want to thank you for joining us today. I'm excited. Today we have a great guest. Our guest is Bibhakar Pandey, who's the venture lead at Cognizant, and he is a mobile expert. We'll let him talk more about that. Thanks for joining us, Bibhakar.
Thanks, Kevin. Thanks for inviting me.
So, Bibhakar, one of the things we like to do is find out where you're calling from. I'm here in beautiful, sunny, 90-degree Boise, Idaho. Where are you calling from?
I'm actually in the city of Coca-Cola and CNN, primarily from Atlanta, and I've been here living for past 8 years now.
All right, so it's a beautiful area. I get there often. Well, I want to thank you for taking your time out of your busy schedule to be with us today. And before we get going, you know, this segment is part of a series, the Mobile Expert Interview Series. So I guess the first relevant question would be, what makes you an expert?
You know, if you talk from a pure technical perspective, I'm not a pure technical mobile expert, but you know, I'm actually, if you look at my background, I have mostly been in front of the customers solving their business problems. And a couple of years back, when I got this opportunity to lead this enterprise mobile venture, what I realized is that instead of solving problems for our customers, you know, mobile is something that is bringing as a technology to create opportunities for our customers, business opportunities for our customers, which is, you know, which was really unheard of in the past. It's really getting to the point where a client is using a technology to create more and more opportunities to grow their businesses. And I come in from that angle where I'm bridging the gap between the technology of mobile and the business understanding of what the problems that our customers face, and helping our customers to solve those business problems leveraging mobility.
You know, for those that don't know, the venture, what it means within the Cognizant terminology is that if you're a venture lead, you're one of a handful of people that are selected within Cognizant to run one of their ventures that they're investing in. This is an innovation platform, if you would, so the best ideas from around the world get through a process in the Emerging Business Accelerator group through at Cognizant to actually expose the best new ideas and innovation, select a venture leader, which Bibhakar is one of them, to then develop that technology and solve problems or unmet problems that our clients have identified. So this is really exciting to have not only a technologist but an entrepreneurial mind here with Bibhakar. So Bibhakar, talk to us about what your venture does within mobility and what areas and what problems are you solving?
You know, one of the things, as I said, as a venture leader, you know, coming in the space of mobility, you know, Cognizant as a company is pretty huge in service integration side, and we have a huge team. But you know, coming into mobility and looking at solving problems for our customers, a couple of years down the line, you know, what we had was a lot of there's a lot of volatility in this market, and there's still a lot of volatility, but things are easing out now, it's consolidating. What we saw is that if a customer has to implement something on mobility, they were facing a lot of challenges in terms of implementation, in terms of security, and there was no one-stop shop for really implementing things for them. And that's where, you know, TrueMobi is one of the venture that I lead, and that's where, you know, that the idea came about that why not give a customer a freedom within a framework to have them build what they want without really thinking about their downstream technology, IT implementation, and focus on their business needs, so creating business opportunities. And that's where this whole the venture, which provides a complete end-to-end solution from security to integration to data, you know, to application level distribution and endpoint solutions to our customers, and for letting the customer focus on the business solution and not the IT implementation part of it.
Got it. So talk to us about some of the problems that you're hearing from clients that you're setting up to solve.
Yeah, I think the biggest problem that we see with the customers are, you know, the multiples of the players in the industry, right? You know, with mobility, there's always an apprehension. It's a consumer-driven thing within the enterprise. As you know, one of the blogs I was reading of yours, you know, it's very rightly you have mentioned that, you know, it's a consumer-driven thing that is going into the enterprise for the first time in the history of enterprise. The reason being is the ease of usage, you know, because mobility is something that is very easily usable to our consumers, and they're driving the same phenomena in the enterprise. The challenge that the enterprise typically have faced and are facing because of their large systems are, how do we make this easily accessible to my business? How is it to make it easily accessible to my end users within the enterprise? And that's been the biggest challenge that this specific thing that enterprise mobility is trying to solve in the past few years. And that's where we see ourselves playing in a big way, both from a solution perspective as well as a product perspective.
Got it. So there's a variety of different categories within the enterprise mobility space, everything from mobile application management to mobile security to APIs to MBAS to mobile application development platforms, SDKs, etc. Where would you position your solution in all those categories?
Yeah, so we will actually from a solution perspective, we give an end-to-end framework to our customers. Except for having them to build application, we give them a complete platform for a customer, from providing an application level security to getting the data from any backend system seamlessly, the MBAS platform essentially integrated into the whole suite, and providing the end and distributing the solution to the endpoint, which is your mobile devices, is what TrueMobi is essentially all about. It's a complete application lifecycle management that we provide to our customers through TrueMobi.
Got it. So the product or the solution is TrueMobi. Do you have other solutions within that family?
Yeah, one of the key solutions that we have within TrueMobi is Junction, which actually is you can compare with any traditional MBAS. I say traditional. The MBAS name itself was coined like almost not more than a year back by the analyst, but it's one of the traditional MBAS, but key differentiator is the technology on which it is built. It's built on MongoDB and the Node.js, which is very scalable. And plus some of the business rules, we have actually more focused on creating offline business rules and easy access of data than just building connectors to the backend system. So though it's a traditional MBAS, but it has a lot more features embedded in there than any other MBASs that you would see.
Got it. So Bibhakar, talk to me about, so you have MBAS, you have security. What's your target market?
My target market, when we started this, Kevin, we were looking at it going to the enterprise architects and the CIO organization primarily to look at it from any enterprise perspective. Because we had the product as a whole suite, but the thing is, it was still being bought in segments by people. Someone needed a security solution, someone needed an MBAS, so we had to go in that model. Now we are integrating the platform in a way that now our target market has become the core business, where we are actually going to the business and saying that if you need to build mobile solution, you don't need to have an IT organization to do that. As long as you have this platform, you can just focus on building a mobile app through your analyst team, that business analyst team that you have, without really worrying about the implementation part of it, because the product gives you everything. And that's what I was telling you in the beginning of the conversation, is the ease of usage. More and more, we are seeing a lot more of ease of usage on mobility as far as enterprises goes. That's an evolution that we are getting into. Things are getting to be more and more simpler, to the point that probably a year down the line, you may not need a technical developer to build mobile solutions, is my opinion.
Interesting. So you've been in the industry for some time now. How have you seen the industry within enterprise mobility? How have you seen the market change over the past 24 months?
When I was looking at it 24 months back, there was a lot of focus on BYOD, for example, right? There was a focus on BYOD. So a couple of weeks back, I was at a dinner with one of the CXOs, and he was mentioning, so I have done this BYOD, now what do I do? Where do I go next? And that's what I'm seeing more and more. The trend is passing from. People are now thinking BYOD is a thing of past. Now what? So it's not a question of whether to do BYOD or not. It's like, okay, let's move on. Let's do what is the next step? And the next evolution is going to be around the application mobile solutions and the data integration. How do we do these things seamlessly? security is going to be a core component of it. But security, as like any organization, is the denominator. It's an investment that you're making to an organization. The numerator is where your solutions and things like MBAS and some of the other things are going to play. The Internet of Things are going to be there. And the more and more the platforms who are built with the focus on being mobile as a device or as an endpoint solution, not thinking of mobile as a tablet or a phone, but anything mobile, are the solutions that are going to stay in the market for next 24 months.
Got it. So, Bibhakar, as you and I both know, the market, there's a lot of players within the MBAS market, the mobile platform market, mobile application development, etc. There's a lot of players in that category. There's a lot of players around mobile security. There must be a reason why you're bringing in your venture into this market. Where do you see your niche?
I think the niche is on two sides. One is providing a complete one-stop platform for our customers to look at, from security to data integration to distribution at one place, and also the whole Cognizant ecosystem of providing solutions. So while we can provide the platform, I think the biggest niche that we have as a company is that we add a layer of solutions through our services practice that none of the other players can add. So our focus is not really selling a product license. I'm not even worried about selling that license. I'm more worried about how do we actually getting into a customer and helping them extract an opportunity through our common ecosystem of services and product, which is what I'm calling it as a solution. And that's where our niche comes from. So we are not just a product company. We are just not a services company. We are more of a solution company. That's where our biggest niche comes from, Kevin.
Got it. So if I understand this right, if you're inside a big company and you're providing some services and they have some gaps within their IT infrastructure that need to have mobile security and some integration technology and things, this is just another arrow in the quiver, if you would, that you can introduce in there and solve some problems.
Exactly, and the other way around too, right? If you're getting to a new customer where we can actually implement the product, I can also bring in a solution that a customer wants to implement as a product. Because in mobile, you just don't want to see a platform; you want to see a solution, and I can bring both these two things together very seamlessly, leveraging the common ecosystem.
Got it. So within the mobile device management area or mobile application management area, early on, a number of years ago, 5 years ago or longer, it used to be all about managing the device, the memory usage, battery life, location, ownership, the apps on it, security, user authentication, all that. It was all about the device. So after the advent of BYOD, it wasn't so much about the device as it was about the applications and the data on it. Is that how you've seen things evolve, and how do you see things evolving going forward?
Yeah, it was about the device, and then it came on down to the applications. I think now going forward, it's going to be about the integration more and more, because the devices are going to be in. It may be a smart home, it could be a smart car, it could be your tablet or a phone, but the data that you are accessing is still going to have a seamless layer, and you cannot create multiple layers of integration for accessing the similar kind of data. I think that application integration layer is going to be the next evolution that I'm looking at it from enterprise mobility perspective, because application is now a given thing. Like device was a given thing a couple of years back when we started to move into the evolution of application. Now the things are moving more towards the server side, and how do we make this whole integration very seamless? So it's kind of coming down top down instead of going bottoms up during the mainframe days that used to happen in the past.
Now, this morning I published an article that said basically mobile app design is irrelevant. That was the name of the article. Really, it was a teaser, because inside it was some research that I was sharing with readers on my blog, mobileenterprisestrategies.com, my little plug for the blog. But in that blog article, it's really calling out the fact that one of the biggest problems is your back-end IT environment, the back office systems, the back-end infrastructure needs to be capable of supporting real-time requirements that are demanded by mobile apps today. And if your back-end systems can't support the requirements of mobile apps, then the design is irrelevant because nobody's going to use it. So that's really the point I was going at. Are you seeing that? Does that agree with what you're seeing in the market?
No, I agree with that, and I will add on to that as well, because it's just not your back-end legacy system you're talking about. With mobile, the revolution that has happened, you're also looking at the whole code halo effect that we call in Cognizant, right? I mean, the data is now residing anywhere and everywhere for a person, and it's just not in the back-end CRM system or your SAP system, but it's like, your LinkedIn data, your Facebook data, and how do you make those data as a relevant information on your mobile devices? So the challenge has become beyond just integrating your legacy system and pushing the data out into your mobile devices. It's like the challenge has become like the data is all around you. How do you actually get the relevant data at the right time across? So it's just not the legacy that I would talk about. And that's where the layer of integration becomes really important, because you're not just integrating with your backend systems, for mobile. You're integrating with a whole lot of ecosystems that didn't exist a couple of years back.
Got it. So not just on-premise applications, I imagine cloud-based applications as well. And that opens up another question here. So are your solutions, are they on-premise, are they cloud-based? Give us some ideas of what the infrastructure looks like there.
Our infrastructure is, we prefer a cloud-based solution, but we are both on-prem and we support on-premise solutions as well. Obviously, the on-premise solutions is something that still some of the larger Fortune 100 companies are still going for. It requires a lot more effort to configure things on there. We have done some pretty complex configuration on on-premise as on-premise solutions, but as a solution, we support both these platforms essentially.
Got it. Well, Bibhakar, I want to also congratulate you. I know some of the major mobile network operators have partnered with you, and just a bunch of exciting things there. You're running a venture with some of the coolest new technology out there. If anyone's interested, you just go to Cognizant.com and look up True Mobi, and you can find out some really cool information there. And I'll also include some links in the blog article in which we'll follow this as well. But let me ask you a good final question here, Bibhakar. Have you ever gotten a problem or had a problem in a relationship due to your use of a mobile device?
Actually, there's been a lot of problems in my personal relationship with the mobile device. I'll limit to something that is, I can publish it out. But yeah, but yes, there have been many places that, I'm not supposed to be carrying my mobile devices and getting access to data that I'm not supposed to, that, my partner doesn't want me to. But because you're not mobile, you're never on holidays, right? As you know. So.
Oh yeah, I mean that is so challenging when you're waiting for your meal at a restaurant, and I just have this itch to reach down for my phone. But I know what happens if I actually reach down for that phone. I get the look, and it's not a look that anyone wants.
Exactly. And I've seen the recent Firestone ad. I don't know whether you've looked at the Firestone tires. I'm assuming my wife will do the same thing for my mobile. What the lady does for the video games out there.
Well, Bibhakar, thanks so much for taking time out of your busy schedule to share your experiences and knowledges, and good luck with that, with your venture there.
Thank you so much, Kevin.
Yeah.
Thank you.